What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another SLA video. Alright guys, we're going to be covering the brand new tier list for weapons. That's right, we got a brand new weapon out, so it's time to update the tier list. Now, if you haven't checked it out already, go check out the latest video I did for the best weapon combination and skills. That will give you an idea of what I'm talking about in regards to the best weapons out there and which ones are the best combinations to use with one another, including for all content. So whether it's Guild Boss, POD, WOBL, it doesn't really matter. Whatever the content is, that is fully covering that, plus the skills that go along with these weapons. But this specifically here is going to talk about the best of the best, or the worst of the worst, ones you want to definitely go for, ones you want to avoid, and ones that should definitely be in your arsenal for the best possible outcome for content. So let's get into it, guys. But before I do, I want to remind everybody, of course, as usual, the content creator program is going on. Click that support button, get yourself 2 free active codes right now. We got 2 more on the way very soon, and then of course a new season will start next season. So when it's time to extend, make sure you guys do extend and get yourself more codes for this season and going forward. So I'll let you guys know when that happens, but right now click that support button, guys. Super easy to get in and get yourself some free codes. Shout out to my top 10 as usual. I believe this is I can't remember anymore. I think this is Taco now at this point. This is J-Sto 640. I don't remember who 640 is. If you did, thank you so much. If you did remind me, please remind me again. BW Panda, Saw, Telio 101, Play Level, Makuja, 892. I think this is either... Is this Cap? Cap, is this you? I don't know which one this one is again. I gotta remember. Please DM me this in patches, man. There's so many of you guys, so thank you all for all the support, man. Much love to you guys. And again, don't forget to support, guys. Get some free codes right now. All right, let's get into the tier list. So here's what we did a little bit differently this time around. We're gonna put the SRs and Rs in the SR and SR section and R section. We're not gonna touch them anymore. Realistically, most people are not using these, okay? I'll only keep one SR out for now because it is being used quite heavily within one piece of content, and that is the Night Killer for the Guild Boss. And because of that, we're going to put it in C, just because it can be actually used in Guild Boss, and it does belong a little bit above the rest. Yes, rest in peace, Westwind. We miss you. We love you. Elemental Sword, actually, I'll put here as well to a C for BOT and stuff. Good for breaking, so that one definitely does have a little bit of a place there as well. Everything else, though, pretty much at this point in the game, guys, you don't want to be using it. You definitely can still use some of these SRs, but they're just overpowered, overshadowed by the SSRs, obviously. And I think it makes sense at this point, being a year and a half into the game almost. We're at the point where SRs and SRs and rares are no longer really viable for most content. Okay, another thing we're going to do right now is we're going to avoid doing the weapons for hunters. The reason why I say this, guys, is only because if you have a hunter and you really like the hunter and you see the tier list of that hunter, get the hunter's weapon up. Now, not all hunter weapons are going to be built the same, obviously, that's clear, but I just want to point out that for the most part, these hunter weapons are going to be pretty much leveled as you see this hunter being viable for you. You should pretty much max out every hunter level if you can, whether you're free to play or pay to win, it doesn't matter. Yes, some people may say, well, Payne, it's arguable, like if I have 5 top tier hunters, who should I level first? It's all going to come down to what you really need. I have also covered these weapons in the past. If you're curious, that hasn't changed much. You can still go back and check out the past, but I don't find any value any longer for putting that in, because at this point, if you have the hunter, you're going to use the hunter, get the hunter weapon, max it out. Essentially the goal, right? So look at the tier list. This is my suggestion for hunters. See who sits on that top tier list, see who you use the most, and get that level up that, or advance that level for that hunter's weapon as fast as possible. Okay, all right, so let's go over the rest of this now. Okay, so let's cover all the shit and the good. All right, let's start off with the shit as usual. We're gonna do this right now. Scatty, oh good lord. I don't even put it behind here. Still, after the buff, pointless weapon. I swear to God, I can't believe how bad this weapon is. The only one behind it really trailing is the Vulcan's dildo. That's always going to be there. And then, of course, I'm going to put some event weapons in here just because some people have asked. But there's no really good event weapon out, guys, except for one. And that is the Golden Tail Fox. That one will go in B because it actually is viable, can be used in some content. But everything else, event weapon-wise, outside of this one here, I would say is pretty useless, guys, at this point. So don't really use weapons. Yeah, my voice just broke there. That's crazy. That's how passionate I am. All right, so next up here, we're going to throw in a couple more in this little section. Believe it or not, I hate to say this, but Zeke's is just there now. Look, it was actually a decent weapon when it came out because we really had no other options, and then it just kind of faded, right? So I'm going to put Zeke's there. I'm going to put the Scythe here. I'm being very strict here, by the way, for what I'm doing at this point going forward. Let's be real. Like, Unfortunately, Dark has kind of lost its place a little bit, but I think it will come back up, and these weapons may be buffed in the future, but for now, they're really not going to be that useful, right? So, arguably, you can put Zeke's in A, Scythe in A. I'm going to be a lot more strict about it this way, because who the hell is actually using these weapons? Let's be real. Nobody, right? And that's the point. All right, Wind, we're going to put this up here. We're going to go ahead and put the Demon Longsword up there. We're going to put the Huntsman right beside it. Huntsman can actually be now used for POD hard mode as a backup weapon if you need, especially for all light day, but most people will probably end up using the staff with Stormbringer or the staff with the Plum Sword, right? So that's probably going to be a big one anyways, but just in case anybody wants it. Kazak and Venom Fangs, believe it or not, are actually pretty useful, so I'll put them right here as well as A. They can be useful if you're trying to use a water weapon, so that would be an ideal situation for that one. But outside of that, it really doesn't have much of a place because, of course, the new orb just came out, and honestly, Grimoires is doing pretty good. Speaking of Grimoires, great weapon, just losing its viability more and more, though, because of the newer weapons. And remember, guys, power creep season is on. It's been a year and a half. Some of these older weapons are definitely going to start being replaced, and that's very, very normal, okay? And that's how it should be. Actually, I forgot to put this in here. The Guild Spear, also going to sit in A. Still pretty damn good. Honestly, decent AoE. Good for clearing content. That's about it, though. Nothing endgame will ever use this. So S, we're going to put the Grimoire. I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to put the Plum Sword right over here as the top. Now, the reason why the Plum Sword sits there is it's just been outclassed recently by the Stormbringer. And it's still, I would say, one of the best top. Let's put it up here. I think it's still pretty broken. You know what? No, I'm going to be strict. Like I said, I'm going to be strict. Stay strict, Pain. This is nostalgic for me. This weapon has ruled with an iron fist for so long. It's just hard for me to finally say it's just not where it needs to go anymore. So definitely up here. Definitely still amazing. I think it's going to go up again once Dark takes over with a new weapon as a buffer. But for now, that's where it's going to sit. And we're going to go ahead and put the Moon Shadow Daggers up here as SS Broken. Okay, so those are going to be your main broken ones. Now, the bow is going to sit in broken as well. But quite honestly, it's only broken for one reason. Actually, I'm going to put it over here. It's only broken for one reason and one reason only. It's because of the fan. So the fan really makes it a broken weapon. So I'm going to put the fan up here and then the bow down there. The bow on its own is not as good, but when it's with the fan, it's a crazy combination. Okay, so Moon Shadow Daggers are just incredible buffers on their own. We'll see. We're going to put the Scythe as well over here. I think the Scythe deserves it. The problem with the Scythe, the only problem with the Scythe is it needs to be fed off of the brand new weapon, right? So it's going to go there. I think DKD is still a better overall weapon choice between the two of them, but then there's your must-haves. They're the ones that rule them all. These are the weapons that are going to be absolutely broken no matter what you do with them, and the three I'm referring to specifically are going to be Stormbringer, Alon's Orb, and the Staff. I think these three are the most important weapons in the game for Sun Jinwoo, and you can pretty much finish anything with these three pieces of content. Like, pretty much combine this with the Staff, you're good to go. Staff with Golden Tail Fox, you're good to go. Staff with the Plum Sword, you're good to go. Alon's Orb now, Alon's Orb with the Scythe, you're good to go. Alon's Orb with the Scythe, you're good to go. You know, so, and I mean, realistically, these are, arguably you can do that as well, right? Arguably you can do that as well. So this is, I would say, maybe see, this is kind of my dilemma here, is that this weapon and this weapon are pretty much, I'd say, equal, because this feels off water and this feels off fire, but these here are fairly universal. So you know what I might do, guys? I might do it this way. I think this is the better option of what I've just put together. I think this is the better choice. So this is what I'm going to put here for now. Here and here are going to be my only dilemmas, just because they do so much of the same thing, and it's really going to be based off of elemental choice, plus the boss that you're fighting against, plus the skills you plan to use. I would say these are probably the best two buffing weapons at the moment for their appropriate elements, but nothing currently, in my opinion, beats the Stormbringer, still to this point, as the most versatile buffing weapon. And then, of course, the Staff that can just bonk anything in sight. So that's my current setup. This is also arguable, by the way. You can technically argue these two things as well. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I'm curious to see your thoughts on this. I wonder if I missed a weapon. Did I miss a weapon, guys? I don't think I did. I think I got them all. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. And remember, support. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.